And when you look at this story that you profiled, how the F-150 kind of merged with the video game industry, what were some of the neatest parts that you discovered in this story?
So the most incredible thing, again, is not just the value of the video game skill, but the idea that the top selling pickup truck in America is incorporating it. So what they've done is they're going ahead, and the digital cluster behind the steering wheel when you're in the driver's seat, all of that will have color elements and um, avatars that make reading the weather and having your vehicle change all activity to accommodate power using avatar and color. And the guy who did this, Mark Seach, did this for oil rigs so that you could see, again, video gaming skill applied to oil rigs out in the ocean. But it's to look and get information in a rapid situation. So one, either you're driving, you're on mountains, you're in the sand, but more importantly, a lot of these trucks are used by construction workers and others, and they have to monitor the power and do things in real time, and that the only way they can convey a massive amount of information is through icons and color. And again, they're bringing in whole teams of video gamers and video game designers because, as they describe it, these are the experts on emotion and intuitive design in automobiles and trucks.
One thing that I found interesting is this truck, is the best-selling truck series in the country. So you're getting trucks sold in different parts of the nation, which I imagine means that like the range of the way that the video game influence in the digital design for like dashboards and such, there's a wide variety of ways that they had to kind of represent that, I imagine.
There's a wide variety, but also let me just give you a glimpse of one thing. I'm working on a story this morning where I just interviewed a truck buyer, and he just dropped $60,000 sight unseen on a new Ram because he likes the video game feel of it. So he bought a new pickup, and I said, can you talk to me about the power? Can you talk to me about the towing? Can you talk to me about the feel of the seats? And he said, I'm going to talk to you about the color and the pictures on the screens. That's why I bought this truck.
Wow.
So this is, again, the emotion that's connected here. And tell me again your question, because you asked me specifically about the 150. But this is kind of amazing to be tracking it in real time with consumers, that they're connecting with the feel of a video game.
We're talking to Phoebe Wall Howard on Gaming Morning Show about the way that the Ford F-150 was influenced by video game design, and you talk specifically about Mark Sick, who is your feature point in this particular story that we'll link in the chat so that everybody can take a look at it. You're an auto industry reporter, so I guess my next question has to do with technology and the way that technology might be influencing design more now than ever before. For what it's worth, today is Internet Day, and so kind of celebrating everything that is the internet. So how are you seeing influences in a lot of different ways when it comes to technology in autos?
So what's interesting in the auto industry is when they do consumer surveys, and we analyze this and look at this, it is the single, you buy a truck on design, but you keep a truck based on your digital experience. And so that's how important this is. And like I said, recruiting people out of the video game industry is a top priority right now. But it's also the most challenging for the industry because they have the most problems in this area. So, for example, one thing that Mark Seach told me, this is a guy who's trained at MIT, has phenomenal background. Again, first he worked at in video games in Silicon Valley and is now in Detroit. But he said when you're doing the video game stuff, you're battling monsters in the cold. And so you make decisions on how to react in a video game. I need to go get my coat. I need to get boots. I need to do things in the game intuitively and quickly. And he said that sort of visualization is what's translating to vehicle design now, what you can convey on the screen to change people's behavior in the car and behind the wheel.
So let's close with this. Are you a video game player yourself?
No, I am not. And one of my best friends, we have a friend of the family who was just recruited, who's a professional video gamer. And I've never known about that before. So it's a whole world that's opening up to me and I'm learning more about. But the idea that you're recruited like the NHL and the NFL for professional gaming is something that we're covering more and more in the business department, not in sports, which is a whole different area of expertise. But video gaming is now bleeding into everything and dominating so much from a financial standpoint.
So with that said, then, with you not being a gamer,
I'm sorry?
sorry, with you not being a gamer, then I'm curious how, I guess, intuitive are some of these concepts that Mark put into this truck. Does it just kind of make sense even to the non-gamer world?
It totally makes sense in the non-gamer world, and that's what's so incredible. When we did this story, we had no idea how it would resonate, and the emails and calls that I had from all over the country were from people who don't have gaming backgrounds and now understand how that sort of design and experience, I mean, may have gaming backgrounds but more primitive than, sort of what is known today. I think the gaming sophistication today is just inconceivable to many. But this is the most, when you talk to the investment industry analysts, they're talking to you about these designs in these vehicles that the auto executives are saying these people are our top recruits. This is our top priority. And this goes, this is really what's going to separate products in the future. It's colors, it's the boldness of color, it's how color changes on your screen. The images with the story really look like video games, and it's really quite astonishing.